right. Welcome into Sundays with Shea. This is a very, very good Sundays with Shea right here, Coach. You talked all year about putting things together, offense and defense. Some weeks your offense would do good, some weeks your defense would do good, but this week seems like both were clicking on all cylinders, and you had a 42-0 win over a pretty solid football team, and you had a star for the night, basically playing on one leg that really showed out. We're going to talk about both of those right here. But before we do, Coach, dive into last Friday night, and for those who didn't get to make it out, talk to us about what the game looked like, how it broke down.
Well, it was one of those things, Bo, and I'll just be honest with you now. I didn't feel great about the game coming into it because our preparation that week was not fantastic. Actually had a meeting with my seniors Thursday morning before our walkthrough, and we discussed some things, and we got some things cleaned up. Had a good Thursday walkthrough practice, and man, the kids really responded Friday with a great showing. Really proud of our young men and our coaching staff. They did a great job, and we were able to come out and run the football effectively, and we took some shots through the air with Dylan Harris like you alluded to. Dylan Harris had a fantastic game. He was basically playing on one ankle. Sprained it had a pretty good high ankle sprain against Zadora. He was limited in practice this past week, but like I've always said about Dylan, Dylan's a young man that he's a very unselfish kid, and he's been a trooper through this transition. And man, I'm just really proud of him and all of our kids. Cole Hyatt had a great game. Travis Smith had a great game. Mason Wilson had a fantastic game defensively, and I thought our offensive line blocked really well. So
that's key to the single game.
Yeah, absolutely. You can block and tackle. You got a chance every Friday night.
That's right. Do you think that Dylan lost some of his power in the offseason when he cut his hair?
I very well could. I'd hate to. You want to go biblical here. It was almost like Samson.
Yeah.
But Dylan. I was shocked when he cut his hair. I really was. He got senior portraits made with his mullet.
He had the mullet.
He did,
and then cut it.
Yes.
That makes no sense.
No.
We need to talk to him about that. That's a bad decision off the bat. We won't need that to spiral out of control. But yeah, to get a shutout like that, Coach, what does that mean for your defensive confidence? Because those guys have been playing their butts off all year, but to get that shutout, that 0 up there on that board, talk about that and how awesome that is for those guys.
Yeah, it was a big deal. That's something that anytime you get a shutout, it's a great performance defensively, and like you said, Bo, our defense has been playing really well, especially lately, the last 4 games. Our defensive staff's done a great job with those guys, and just our scheme really fits our personnel and who we got, and we've had a lot of guys step up. Jalen Williams is a guy that, a lot of people might recognize from playing running back, but he's done a fantastic job at that Mike linebacker spot, and Cole Hyatt's, just very steady, and he's going to be very consistent playing, and our secondary is the one thing that I've been most proud of. They've really improved as the season's gone along with Chandler McGinnis and Hunter Pyle and Grayson Simpson. Man, Grayson Simpson's our kicker, and man has really stepped up and been lights out at corner. So very proud of our guys, our defensive line. Ashton Mostella,
he's been playing lights out.
He's a dude, man. He's a dude, and he's a really good player. And Trevor Horsley, man. Trevor Horsley's kind of the forgotten guy because he's not real flashy. He's very undersized. But, man, just that tremendously hard worker. That kid will work himself to death. You almost got to watch him in the weight room and stuff because he works so hard. Yeah, and Mason Wilson, Kane Head, Eric Gonzalez comes in and gives us some quality reps. And just really, really proud of those guys, man. Our defense is really carried us.
If Ashton Mostella don't do good, he don't want that wrath when he gets home.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
He'd rather go ahead and perform out here and
That's right.
take that smoke when he gets home.
That's right. That's absolutely.
That's a great dude, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
But now this week coming up, you guys are playing a familiar foe from Asheville.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you talk about that and how interesting that game will be.
Coach Kendrick Cook is from Asheville originally, and it's it's going to be a good game. He's doing a really good job there. I'm really impressed with the things I've seen on film of his team, and just the things he stands for. Is he's standing for the right things. But actually, his dad, the softball field here at Asheville, is named after his dad.
He's a good basketball coach.
Yeah, absolutely, and very familiar with Coach Cook. Got a lot of respect for him. But it's gonna be a tough test for us for sure. Fultondale's a much improved football team.
Yeah, they're in a transition period, as much like you guys are, and they're in the infancy of it. Coming in for a program that's been losing a lot of football games and trying to turn it around. Much like you guys had when you got here, it was a similar situation, and it ain't one of those situations where you just come in and add water and steer and throw it in the microwave.
Right, absolutely. And the thing is with Fultondale, man, they've had a lot of adversity. When the tornado came through and basically destroyed their school and really hurt their town a lot. So I mean, just the off season, it's been a struggle for them, and you really feel for them in that regard. But I mean, Coach Cook's not into making excuses.
That's right.
And he's doing things the right way, and you can see it on film. And man, their kids play hard. And look, we're going to have to match the intensity, or it's going to be a 4-quarter game, man. We know that.
He's got some good athletes over there as well.
He does, absolutely.
Coach Beck, I don't know if I ever told you that. What did he say about the microwaves aside?
Right, yeah. You can heat it up and have it instantly.
Yeah.
But it's not going to taste as good.
It's not going to taste as good as Grandma's cooking.
That's right.
She stayed up on that. It makes a lot of sense in that situation.
It does.
Well, Coach, you got any other tidbits or messages for anybody before we shut this?
Appreciate our community once again, man. Our community's been fantastic, especially on the road. And man, we had a really good crowd the other night at Hansville, and it was their homecoming. And man, our crowd showed up, and our community showed up, and man, just really proud of our cheerleaders and our band and our community for showing up and supporting us. And we're going to need another big crowd. We're playing the game at Tarrant because of Fultondale's facilities, so we'll be playing the game at Tarrant on Friday night. It's their senior night, so hopefully we can come in there and be competitive and come out with good showing.
That's it, Coach. I appreciate you, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Thanks, Bo.
Thank you.